Regan Slaymaker for International Boxing News. Now, I have the pleasure to be joined by Queensberry's Dev Sahni ahead of, a massive fight night between Bentley Dignum, Garner Dillon and Grandelli Collins, mate.
Sounds good, doesn't it? 3 title fights, 3 very compelling title fights, each with their own story. I love the Danny Dignum, Denzel Bentley fight. I love that Danny Dignum's put this pressure on himself all week in the build-up to this fight, saying if I don't lose, I'm pretty much done, I'm going to retire. Denzel Bentley sees this as a very, very good fight, which it is, where he's looking to make a bit of a statement and say, look, I'm Denzel Bentley, don't you forget, give me some credit, look at the guys that I fought. And I think he's right about that. Like, I saw he did an interview, I think it was yesterday, where he talked about his resume and who he's actually fought, in the country. It's quite impressive, win or lose. He's fought Nathan Heaney, Mark Heffron, Felix Cash, guys like that. And we went over and he fought Janibek and gave Janibek a hard fight. Maybe if he had a bit more confidence, he could have won. And we've seen what Janibek's done to other middleweights, including Danny Dignum. So maybe it's a case of we need to give Denzel Bentley his flowers, and maybe we're going to give them his flowers tomorrow night. It could be a devastating 2-shot performance. With Ryan Garner, 14-0, had all the promise in the world. Looks like he's got that promise back. His career's been a little bit like that, but last year or so he looks to have settled down, found himself, found a family. Well, I don't think he just found a family. I think he didn't just like find them on the street, but he now has a family. He's a family man, and big step up though, because Liam Dillon's a proper fighter. Deep waters for the piranha, as I tweeted this morning. So yeah, you can just keep going through it if you like. But, yeah.
Definitely, but no, it was a great fight. Obviously, I do want to touch on kind of what Danny was saying, that kind of added pressure from himself. He brushed it off, but then he didn't brush it off as well. Kind of, what do you make of it? Obviously, a lot of fighters say if a fighter's thinking about that, then they're kind of halfway to losing already. What do you make of it when a fighter says things along the line that Danny Dignum did?
See, I used to think, like what you said about once that R word gets mentioned, once the retirement word starts creeping in, then it's all finished. But I'm not so sure. We do see fighters mention it and then not retire and then carry on and do well. We do see fighters come back from retirement and do well. So I don't know, but I love that it's a nice additional story in the build-up to this middleweight cracker.
Definitely, and I think he's well and truly fired up, Mr. Dignum. I think it's ahead of a great fight. Another thing I want to touch on, kind of yesterday, I was just saying to you off camera, Archie Sharp weren't giving you anything, but there's definitely talks about if both win, a potential fight between Archie Sharp and Ryan Garner down the line.
Absolutely, they are 2 unbeaten Queensberry super featherweights. I'd love to see the fight. I know you'd love to see the fight. I think all the fans would love to see that fight, but Ryan Garner has a very, very tough test, as I mentioned, deep waters for the piranha. He's got to get past Liam Dillon, who is by no means a foregone conclusion. But if he does, and Archie Sharp gets through his guy, it feels like a good fight to make. Hopefully they can get it done.
Definitely as well. I do want to move on to kind of May the 18th. Obviously, next week, obviously, you guys are all in Saudi, Fury, Usyk. But one thing that was announced last week, that most of the Itauma fights for his first title, he gets that world ranking. I mean, it's weird to think. I think he only turned over last year or the year before, but he's got so many fights. He's been so active, and now he's going to get that world ranking as well. Exciting times for Moses Itauma.
But he's a super talent. He's a blue chip talent, and clearly he's very ambitious. He has big plans. This is the first title he'll be fighting for. I'd imagine he'll probably win about 45 titles throughout the duration of his career, and he'll probably get them all within sort of 30 fights. So I'd say every time he fights, make sure you tune in. He's incredible. I can't hype him up enough. He's a southpaw. He's been sparring Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury clearly rates him, the fact that he's brought him in to help him. Now teamed up with Ben Davison. He's got Anthony Joshua there to learn from as well. It has all the feelings of a future British superstar and a future world champion. So get on the journey.
Definitely as well. Kind of other Queensberry heavyweights include kind of David Adelaide and Sol Dakers. I mean, how far away do you think Moses is from those names?
I know that if I ask Moses that question, he'll say I'll fight them now. He was saying that. I remember asking him at the Battle of the Baddest, so where he fought on that, the Fury and Garner undercard, and it was that show that had Adelaide against Wardley, and he said, look, I'll be honest, I just think I can beat them both now. And I guess he should think that. He's very, very young, but he's never ever tasted defeat, amateur or a pro. It's not very often you get completely undefeated amateurs. Unbelievable. So how far do I think away he is? I can't imagine he'll be very far. I think he's class, and I think he'd take those fights tomorrow.
No, definitely. And I think when you've got stories about kind of rocking up to Shane McGuigan's gym in your school gear sparring,
It's just built different. The kid. Right, kid.
yeah, I'm glad he's not here.
I know, he's just cut from different cloth. Like, unbelievable talent he is, and the mindset is, he's something.
Definitely, and I feel for Carol as well, because Carol was kind of built up to these things, and then your brother comes along and he just takes over the limelight. I mean, must be less pressure for him as well. But I don't
think they worry about that. I think they've got such a great relationship, those brothers. Like, often when you watch one fight, you can hear the other. Usually in like Slovakian, they're shouting at each other, do this, and both brothers have told me that out of all the voices out there, they always hear each other's, which is quite something.
No, that definitely is as well. And if you haven't watched kind of the George Groves Boxing Club episode with Moses Itauma, please do. It's a great insight to kind of the family dynamic they have. We didn't catch up last week, Dev. Queensberry made 2, colossal signings. I think you were the most excited man in the room, and you were on the top table with Chantelle Cameron and Aadam Hamed. I mean, talk to me kind of, I saw how excited you were, but can you put it into words, signing these 2 massive names? One a prospect, but one a fully fledged world champion, argue pound for pound top 3.
Yeah. Look, she's one of the best fighters in the world, male or female. That's just a proven commodity there in Chantelle Cameron, former undisputed at super lightweight, the only professional fighter to beat the great Katie Taylor. Not only did she beat her, she did it in Ireland. What does that tell you about her? She went over to Ireland and she beat Katie Taylor, and she only just lost the rematch. And we saw the knockdown. Could have gone her way as well. So she is tremendous. She wants her belts back, and with Queensberry, I'd imagine they are plotting out a path to get those belts back for her. Hopefully, it'll be Katie Taylor in the opposite corner, offering them up, so to speak. That would be great to see. And Aadam Hamed, I'm so happy that we've got him. I'm so happy that we're going to be part of this story. It feels right. I loved what he said up there on the stage about he was always going to go with Frank because he sees Frank as family. I thought they were beautiful words. I think it's echoed back from Frank. You go into Frank's office, there's a statue of Naz there as well. He's been integral in Frank's career and vice versa, clearly. So start of something very beautiful.
No, it definitely is, and I think that's the perfect place to end. Dev, Sahni, thank you very much. Hopefully catch up on Saturday night.
Okay, see you then,
Cheers.
my friend.